Hey, True Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Today, May 29th, 2015, there is a biker rally planned for Phoenix, Arizona, which is located on the 33rd parallel. The point of the rally is it's a response to the Draw Mohammed cartoon shooting in Texas and also the recent biker shooting in Texas, in Waco, Texas. It's being planned by this man, John Ritzheimer, who has a very interesting name gematria. Notice in this shirt, he's wearing a Harley shirt, which most people would say, well, duh, he's planning a biker rally. But again, I just want to talk about the significance of Harley. In 1933, the bottom of the Great Depression, every single motorcycle company folded except for two, Harley and Indian. And both the words Harley and Indian sum to 33, like the year they survived, 1933, at the bottom of the Great Depression. Look at these shares here. Supposedly this has been tweeted 113 times. Routine coding from our media. So anyway, if you read about John Ritzheimer, he's a former Marine. Remember, Marine has the gematria 33. He's got interesting name gematria, which we got about. This article talks about how he wears t-shirts that say fuck Islam, which is what this entire cartoon incident is. Why are people coming to participate in drawing the most insulting images of a religious figure that a large portion of the world worships? You know? What is the point of that? Is that going to bring any healing? Is that going to undo, you know, anything of the past? It's just so obvious how our media is constantly working to provoke us. And what's sad is how many people are constantly falling for the tricks and traps they set, which this story is very much one of. It will be interesting to see if a shooting goes along with this. Notice the mainstream media really hyped this one in advance. Maybe they want to do this so they can say, see, we got through it with no incident. We'll see how it all goes. But let's take note of what's curious. Also notice that they're saying that the mosque that this is planned in front of is the same mosque that the two men attended who shot up the Draw Mohammed, Texas incident. Men with 33 names. That phrase, fuck Islam, ties in with America. I call 32 the America number. Fuck Islam happens to sum to 32. If you did the S exception, it would sum to 41, which fits in with USA, King. The word fuck itself has a simple English gematria of 41. This Draw Muhammad with simple English gematria sums to 118, just like the phrase just do it, which we find connected to this Thelema worship. Again, he's a Marine. Marine has the gematria of 33 Pythagorean, but this name John Ritzheimer, notice John spelled without an H, the 39 way. New York and Arizona are the only two states with the gematria of 39. But John Ritzheimer, simple English, sums to 170, just like World War III, just like the number of arrested bikers at the Waco shooting. So we have to ask ourselves, why are they routinely coding 170? And what that stands out to me the most as is World War III. True Seeker, we live in a nation that's been at war since it was founded, essentially. It's had very few breaks. And in these scripted wars, as we've decoded, it seems that there's no doubt that eventually a World War III will be announced. You could argue we're already in it. We're already in the early stages. But also, what I suspect with World War III is that it will come to the United States. At the end of 2011, the beginning of 2012, the National Defense Authorization Act was passed, declaring the United States an active battleground in the war on terrorism. And think about what's happened since. All the storylines being built, ISIS domestically recruiting, ISIS coming across the Mexican-American border, yada, yada, yada. They're building the narrative for war at home. We're watching our police militarize. For those who've lived here our whole lives, it's hard to imagine such a thing, even though the imagery's been given to us in movies, television shows, video games. But the longer we stay silent, the more we watch this show march on, the closer it comes to being a reality. Notice these towns that this is happening in are along that southern border. Southwest is the only direction on the compass that has a gematria of 33. Everybody knows about Jade Helm and it being planned for this summer in the Southwest. Again, Arizona has Pythagorean gematria of 39. Only it and New York have that. Remember, the 2001 World Series was New York versus Arizona right after 9/11. Arizona in simple English sums to 84, like United States of America with Pythagorean. Marine's one of those 33 words. The shooters from the last one that supposedly went to this mosque that the rally's at, Elton Simpson, one of these names with 33 gematria. Nadir Sufi's got the 33 initials, another interesting name in gematria. It's all a big joke, Truth Seeker. Here's CNN's article they first put out last night. Notice they posted it at 4:44 a.m. Eastern Time. They have Sarah Sidner there. And whenever Sarah Sidner's there, you can expect a hoax. She's one of these 33 agents. Sidner's a 33 name. The spelling on Sarah is also another 39 word, so it makes sense that she would be sent to Arizona, state with 39 connections. We just saw that in the North Dakota shooting. North Dakota's the 39th state in order of statehood. The main witness, his name was Andy Legg. He couldn't get through the interview without laughing. His name gematria was 39. Their agents are always coded with these same numbers, Truth Seeker. When Sarah Sidner's somewhere, expect a hoax. And then look, they reposted the article today, same thing, at 12:21. What's 12 plus 21? 33. Even in their posting times, they're getting off on numerology. Let's watch CNN's reporting on this real quick.
They are calling it the Freedom of Speech Rally Round 2 because this is the second time that they've held a rally like this. But before the rally outside the Islamic Center here in Phoenix, they are planning on doing what is a
And Truth Seeker, our media in the whole post 9/11 era has really made Islam look bad to people who have no idea about the religion. I used to teach in South Seattle. The majority of the parents' families were Muslim, Islamic, and they were very nice, very polite, very quiet people with some different cultural values, you know? And our media, instead of giving us programming like this, could also always be reminding us to be tolerant and kind to people. And if it was, I honestly wonder how much different this world would be. You have to realize that people's negative behaviors, which are becoming more and more overwhelming, are learned behaviors. And where do they learn them from? They learn them from, friends, family, parents, but they also learn them from the media. And all those friends, family, parents that they learn it from are also learning from our media, our culture, our education system. So keep that in mind, all this propaganda. Even if nothing comes out of this incident, this news reporting still spreads the message of hate and provokes future incidents.
Prophet Mohammed cartoon drawing contest, similar to the one that we saw just 3 weeks ago in Garland, Texas.
George Bush Highway. What a joke. Isn't that sad, Truth Seeker? I just want to point out that George is one of those 39 words, so George Bush Highway in Arizona is fitting.
Now, you remember what happened there, and they say this is in response to what happened in Garland, Texas, when two men from here in Phoenix who did attend one of these mosques.
A man in sunglasses and a guy taking a selfie from the ceiling. Hoax.
Here went and tried to gun police down. They ended up dying themselves at the hands of an officer who stopped them from being able to get into that rally. Police believing they were trying to get into that Mohammed drawing contest there in Garland. As far as this one goes, they say it will be peaceful.
They just want to put numbers in front of us. You notice how a second ago they just had 33 and 43 on there together? It's just like, come on.
They are holding it here to send a message, but they also put something on their Facebook that they hadn't had in the past, and I want to read that to you. I quote saying, people are also encouraged to come to this rally to utilize their Second Amendment rights at this event, just in case the First Amendment comes under much anticipated attack. The Second Amendment obviously being the right to bear arms. And the first, freedom of speech. So there is concern for.
True Seeker, if you've never been to Arizona, it's a little bit different type of state. When you go in the grocery store there's guys dressed up like cowboys walking around with their pistol on their hip. And as someone from the Pacific Northwest like me, you don't see that up here. But you go down to Arizona, there's a lot more wannabe cowboys. All right, here we go.
Those who go to this mosque, they're holding it on Friday when they're having evening prayers. The rally will be outside of the mosque itself. People are concerned, and some folks just simply aren't going to show up. We also were able to interview someone who spoke on behalf of the community here about the concerns that those who come to this mosque and frequent this mosque have.
Recently, the mosques here in Phoenix actually received threatening letters, very specific threats saying that we are going to massacre your congregations, and this has all happened within the last week. So this adds to that that intersection of Islamophobia and gun culture. So when we see these two things intersecting with one another, then obviously it becomes more of a concern. So now people are saying, well, maybe we shouldn't go over there. We're advising people actually from our organization. It's better to stay clear from the event. Don't engage with these people.
The folks at the Council on American Islamic Relations told us that there had already been a threat this week, a written threat to the imam and also to the congregation. So there is quite a bit of concern for those who come to these mosques, who frequent the mosques, especially on Friday, a day of prayer. We can tell you there will be security. We know from the Phoenix police itself that they have surveyed the area and that they will be here during the rally.
So there it is, Sarah Sidner reporting. And it looks like they've picked as provoking of a day as ever, a day of worship. So just want to document those story curiosities. This number 170 is awfully interesting. We'll see where it all goes. All right, until next time, Truth Seeker.